Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel and happy Saturday. I hope you're all doing really well. This is outside of my typical posting schedule on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But the reason I'm coming on today is because there's been a lot of different messages coming through. And whenever this happens, I really like to take the time to record these mini readings, as I like to call them, which are just reading videos outside of our main posting schedule. So if you are new here, then welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm really happy to connect with you virtually here. And if you do resonate with my energy, I would love for you to subscribe, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. Also, for those of you who are new, allow me to introduce myself. My name is 𝗬𝗫, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. Okay, so there are actually many different messages coming through, and I feel that most likely many of these will be separate videos. So do stay tuned for more content this weekend because I feel this kind of flow of energy that's been coming through is actually going to be divided into different video segments. So the first thing I want to say here is a message coming through for someone is that a beautiful thing about you is that you don't fight fire with fire, as they say. When someone fights you with fire, you return back love. There's something about your energy that neutralizes that energy of fire within others. It's almost like you radiate such a powerful beacon of love, of light, that you diffuse that kind of unconsciousness or that darkness within other people. Now, the thing about this isn't to say that you don't have strong boundaries, but I'm hearing your love is your boundaries. Like you love yourself as well so deeply that it naturally sets up these energetic boundaries, but yet you still radiate that energy of pure unconditional love, which by the way, is only possible because of this total self-love that you've come into, that kind of frequency you've been embodying internally allows you to radiate unconditional love energy externally. And I'm just getting this powerful message that the love you've been sending out recently, the love you've been emanating is quite literally diffusing walls, blockages, and barriers within other people. And another message that kept coming through is that you are quite literally a generational curse diffuser, I guess we could say, continuing to use that diffusing concept. But in the past, I would have said generational curse breaker. And the way that you are breaking these generational curses is by coming back home fully to yourself and living as this expression of love. You were always the one in your family's line who was going to be different. You were designated for this path. And I know that it's looked so unconventional at times. It's looked so confusing at certain moments along the way, but here you are still showing up, still taking that next unconventional step forward, living in love. And I am so proud of you for that. And I just want you to know what kind of ripple effect that is having on past generations, on future generations, on the people connected to you, and on collective consciousness generally. So I just wanted to start this video with that message of encouragement, and I am going to start shuffling the traditional tarot cards. Now, the interesting thing is when I said I was going to divide the flow of energy coming up into different videos, I really expected each video to stay on a specific theme, But my guides are saying that's not really how this is going to happen. So for some reason, this video was starting with that message that's obviously very personal to your path, to the kind of energy you're emanating right now. But now my guides are asking me to speak on a love connection that's coming through. So I don't know why this is. Maybe this collective is experiencing like both dynamics. You needed that personal message, but then there's also something romantically that's happening for you. I don't know. So of course, as I always say, these readings are meant to help you unravel external programming and come back home to yourself. So always only take the messages and whatever comes up that really feels like it's meant for you. I'm really just trying to present you with tools, resources, signs of confirmation to help you guide yourself back into your own inner knowing. But of course, that's going to look different for everyone. And your intuition really is the compass of your life, always leading you personally and accurately from within. So okay, with this romantic situation, the first thing I want to say is I got the name 𝗬𝗎. I don't know why. I know I sometimes get random names, dates, details, that kind of thing in these readings. And I do like to channel those when they come through, especially in the mini readings that are meant to be kind of more specific, because I never know who that's going to connect with. So, okay, dreams are very significant in this love connection. Either you've been dreaming of this person lately, or they tend to pop up in your dreams, or there's just some kind of like psychic connection between the two of you that seems to have something to do with dreams. So you can let me know how that relates for you. I'm hearing that for some of you, you may have even dreamt of this person last night as of when you're finding this video. I know that's going to be very specific for someone, or they may have had a dream about you. The sense that I get if you are dreaming of them is that it's not every night. Sometimes you might not dream of them for a while, and then all of a sudden they'll reappear back in your dreams. And I'm hearing almost as if to remind you that the connection is still there. Interesting. So maybe if you do dream randomly of this person and it feels like it comes out of nowhere, like I feel like I was just starting to forget them or starting to move on with my life, and then I dream about them, it's almost like their higher self is coming in to say, I'm still here. I'm still connected to you. There's still a purpose for us being in each other's lives or in each other's consciousness in some way, even when there's a physical disconnect here. I got the name Hannah for someone. So with the Three of Swords in the reverse position here being the first card coming out, this is about someone forgiving, healing, accepting. And I felt this wave of emotion. Okay, this is going to be an odd reading, right? Because I can tell my guides are going to be leading me to weave these energies and messages in and out from this romantic specific situation that may apply to some of you, to a personal level that may apply to others of you, or to the same people in a different way. So we're going to talk about things coming up for you personally when it comes to you being that generational curse breaker, these ways that you are, I'm hearing, upgrading not just your life, but the people around you. And then in connection with that, we're going to be talking about this romantic situation as well. So we're going to go back and forth a little bit. These messages coming through could apply to you personally or in this specific love situation. And I will be kind of diving into both here. So with the Three of Swords reversed, I do feel that there's this energy of forgiveness, but around you having become so self-loving and so confident, so self-fulfilled, and so strong within yourself that you are able to, it's like your energy has expanded enough to be able to hold some situation or person that was painful in the past. And as it's kind of enveloped by your energy, your light, it diffuses or it neutralizes in some way. Like we were talking about earlier, I feel like it used to carry a painful charge or a negative charge. And it's like you've expanded energetically through your self-love to the point of being able to hold this thing in your energy, and then you neutralize the negative charge that it once had, and you transmute it into I'm hearing something that benefits everyone involved. Interesting. So when I talk about this forgiveness, I'm not talking about betraying yourself or lowering your boundaries or anything like that. I'm talking about setting yourself free emotionally from a situation that used to negatively impact you, whether this was a connection, a relationship, a person in your life. And somehow I feel that in doing that, which by the way, you're only able to do that because this is the next level you've come to, because you've become so deeply self-fulfilled, self-aware, self-loving that you actually have the capacity to hold space for a situation in your energy that used to bring you pain, but now you have power over it, not in a controlling way, but in the sense that instead of it causing you pain, you are diffusing the pain out of it, if that makes sense. You are neutralizing that pain that used to be within it. And not only that, but you seem to be taking that seed of what was once pain and turning it into some kind of abundance. And I know that sounds really strange, but I don't know if this is like creating abundance for yourself or others, or having a more free, abundant mentality, or I'm not sure exactly how this connects, but my guides are saying the energy of abundance here is equivalent to freedom. So somehow you are creating an abundance or creating a freedom from what was once painful for you. And this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. But in connection to this, when we talk about this specific romantic situation, because I said that this reading is going to be multi-layered. So with this romantic situation, I feel that this person is healing their heart from something that doesn't necessarily have to do with you. I feel like they may have gone through some other past emotional, painful situation, or because they were going through that, they kept you at a distance, but their heart seems to be mending and healing in some way. That might also be why they've been showing up in your dreams, because their heart has been healing, their heart has been opening, and I'm hearing it's creating some kind of breathing room in this connection, like a space for the two of you to potentially reconnect. If you have dreamt of them recently, don't underestimate the sign of this dream, because I'm hearing you'll dream of them first and then you will hear from them physically. So if you haven't heard from this person in a while, I feel like I'm hearing there's commotion in the quantum field between the two of you. The fact that they've popped back into your dreams again, or they've come back online in your energy in some sense, and you are aware of that because you're very intuitive, means that you actually may be hearing from this person physically very soon. And when you do hear from them, there's going to be some kind of taking of accountability or some kind of opening up and clearing the air about something. I keep getting something about like clear air, breathing room, open space. It feels like this person is finally like letting out an exhale in some sense. Like they are finally realizing something within themselves that is like giving them this aha moment, and it's shifting the energy between the two of you in the quantum field and opening this portal for potential reconnection in the physical world. Now, because I already sense things moving and shifting between the two of you, this situation could also really be positively influenced through tools like subliminals that can help with these energy shifts. So specifically, I would really recommend my subliminal that I created recently called Break No Contact. I don't think I've ever created a subliminal that has had more comments from people or feedback immediately, because it's really new, from people saying that they listened to this. And then I even saw a comment yesterday from someone saying they listened to this, and by the end of listening to the track once, their person reached out that they were hoping to hear from, which is crazy. I mean, that's pretty fast and must have already meant that there was energy moving between them. But I heard another case of someone who heard from their person the next day and they hadn't heard from them in months. Personally, when I used this subliminal just to test it out the first time, I heard from 3 different people within 48 hours that I hadn't heard from in months, people that I'd almost kind of forgotten about or put to the back of my mind. So this subliminal does seem to be really potentially powerful for shifting the energy positively between you and people that you may be waiting on contact from. So if you do want to try it out free for yourself, then you can create a free trial account in my Subliminals app. And the link to do that is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But I see that the person coming up here has spent a lot of time in a hermit mode, a lot of time alone. And now I'm getting that duplicate message as well, because there are so many layers here. I love how when we channel into the collective energy, it's always multi-layered, right? Because we're talking on a quantum level. So we could be doing a reading on a love situation, but it could apply for some of you on something happening in your internal world or something happening with your family or your community or your job. That's why I always love to say, first of all, that these readings really are co-creations, because you're all bringing your own unique frequency to this video, no matter when you're listening, by the way. Even if you're listening years in the future, we're working at a quantum level here. So with past, present, and future timelines all converging. So it doesn't matter when you're listening, but your energy is actively molding the kinds of messages that come through. So thank you for that. But I am seeing that a personal message coming through from the Hermit card is that I'm hearing you did it. You went into the Hermit mode, and I'm hearing that no one in your generational line has done the level of introspection that you've done. But in doing this, I feel like there's something about family, like generational healing taking place here. So either you've healed family patterns that were handed to you, or you literally have healed and mended family relationships by being this beacon and example of unconditional love, which of course happened when you learned to unconditionally love yourself first. I just get this sense of this completely altering not only your capacity for more love, for more connection, for more abundance, because I do see that somehow expanding as a byproduct of like this energy of forgiveness, freedom, and love that you've been in. But I'm also seeing that you are literally healing and expanding others. I'm hearing somehow you are showing others what's possible for them and their own healing or their own freedom, their own life, their own ability to love themselves. You inspire other people to upgrade themselves energetically and emotionally, to love themselves more deeply. You are such a rare being on this planet, and I honestly feel honored on some level just to be having the privilege here of reading into your energy, because I can definitely tell that I'm reading into a very rare collective here who has taken a lot of time to explore their own subconscious mind very deeply. I'm hearing you had to go into some kind of cave of isolation. Maybe this was spending a lot of time alone. Again, that like level of introspection. Spending a lot of time, I'm hearing, in a place that others perceived as stuck, and having the humility to do that. I feel like you went through something where for a while you had to go through a tower moment. You had to be in a place where you looked very stuck to other people, where people thought your life wasn't moving forward, or I'm hearing the word failure. Maybe you went through a period of time where you felt like you had failed, or people around you were kind of judging you as though you had failed. But there was this seed of hope within your spirit where you knew you weren't failing. You were being protected during a transformation. You were going into a sacred cave, a sacred isolation, a sacred stagnant moment in your life to allow yourself to be upgraded energetically in a way that no one else in your family's line ever had been in the past. And again, what I keep picking up is that this created a huge pathway to healing. I'm getting a lot of Aquarius energy here, not just for yourself, but for so many people connected to you. Yeah, you transformed into the Queen of Cups here. And it wasn't easy, but it was beautiful, and it was a metamorphosis. And now it's almost like that leg of the journey is complete, and there's some kind of new pathway opening up for you. But it's opening up subconsciously, almost like secretly. I talked about the secret path in a recent reading, how there's a secret path opening up for you that might be, oh, and of course at the bottom of the deck we have the Lovers. A path of love, a secret path, the unknown path, but a path that is uniquely yours. I do feel that, again, because we're going into these different layers of the reading, there's something with your romantic life or your love life. For some of you listening, Gemini energy may be relevant, but also we are in Gemini season, and happy birthday to all of my beautiful Geminis out there listening. I hope you're having a wonderful birthday season. But anyway, I am going to be reshuffling here because and there was like a little tech glitch for a second there. I thought that the sound went out, but then it came back, which could be very symbolic. Maybe you thought that you'd lost touch with someone romantically, and now suddenly they're back. Like that was just some kind of glitch of some sort. Can I get any information on this person that you lost touch with? Ooh, they feel like they missed an opportunity with you. So this is probably that person that you've been dreaming about for whoever I'm speaking to here. I got the letter initials 𝗬𝗚𝗚𝐻. 5 of Cups. Yeah, this person's going through a bit of a dark time right now, but it's because I feel like they were going through something in their heart space when the two of you were connected, and it's why they distanced themselves. But then I'm also picking up that it's like they're finally healing from this. They're processing the grief or the sadness from it. And with the 4 of Wands, it's like they're realigning themselves with a different pathway. They're desiring some kind of connection with you, a harmonious path forward with you. There could be Aries energy here as well. Their spirit is calling them to be fearless here, to be brave, to step up into inspired action that comes from their heart. And I'm getting a very strong message that you are meant to be allowing this person to step up into that energy. That's why your own guidance has probably told you internally, like, wait, keep a distance here. Don't be the one to reach out. That's been your intuition, because you've been sensing that you've really shut the door on something in your past and aligned with a higher energy for yourself. This person has been kind of stuck on that past timeline, but they have been healing. They have been shifting their way out of it. I feel like there is very likely to be some breakthrough here. Yeah, with the Chariot card. And I feel like you're right on the brink of it, especially if you have been having dreams of this person recently. So I am going to leave the reading here, but if this has been connecting for you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. I'm sure we're going to be channeling more into this, maybe even in another reading I'm doing over the weekend. So if you do want to keep following this thread of energy, be sure to subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. You can check out my channeled songs and music that I'm just starting to create under the artist name Songs by 𝗬𝗫𝗍 on Spotify, and my Spotify link is in the description box as well. And of course, if you would like to use my Break No Contact Subliminal to potentially speed up the timeline of reconnection with this person, to shift the energy between the two of you in the quantum field, to manifest through communication from them, then you can try that out completely free by creating a free trial account in my Subliminals app. And the link to do that is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love. Have a beautiful remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in the next reading.